What is going on, everybody? I'm your average gamer, and I have another Apex video for you guys here today. Now, this one is quite special because I want to compare this video to the one that I posted yesterday, because I want to kind of show the improvement that I've gone through in just one day. Now, yes, I understand that the gameplay you're watching isn't going to be top-notch Apex Predator type of gameplay. But you know, my name is Your Average Gamer for a reason. I like to play all sorts of games. This is no different. But the one thing I actually like about this game is I am terrible at it, and I only keep getting better every single day. Watching my improvement is super awesome. I like, you know, watching a previous video of mine and then looking at what I'm able to do the next day, because, you know, I'm so focused on trying to get better. And there's so many different ways that you can improve. The first thing that I wanted to improve on is, of course, my accuracy. Now, it might not sound too hard since I'm out here playing on controller or just console in general, but I can tell you that it is quite hard, especially since I'm out here playing crossplay with my brother who plays on PC. So I'm out here in PC lobbies most of the time, and man, you can 100% see the difference in this game. But I'm all for it, because playing better people is only going to make you better. Now, I know there are a lot of different settings and people are going to be throwing their sensitivity at me and stuff like that, and I appreciate you, but as of right now, I'm going to keep it super simple. I did mess with the ALC settings, the advanced look controls, and I think they are better than the standard controls. I will get that off my chest right away. But they're just, it's too much for me. I'm sure if I keep playing the game, I might look back into it, but as of right now, I'm just playing on the standard 5 and then 4 sensitivity. As soon as I noticed my aim getting better, the next thing I immediately wanted to focus on was my movement. Now, I am playing on controller, and there is a couple insane controller players that have insane movement. I'm telling you right now, I will never be like that. I will never even practice to be like that. They got it, okay? They got it. But I do enjoy the game enough to want to improve on just things that I think will help me overall, and movement is definitely one of them. In the very beginning of this clip, you saw me wall jump, and that is something that I am just now starting to get into. I know how important it can be. All the movement is very important, but it was just a nice thing to do in the middle of that gunfight, and for me to be like, okay, I definitely can do this. I just need more practice with it and all that great stuff. Of course, in due time, I will only end up getting better. As my aim got better, I realized so was my IQ, which is probably subpar to most players in this game. For example, in this whole situation that you're watching right now, I was shitting bricks. I did not know what to do, who to res, what to do first. Like, I was just in a mix. Now, I do kind of end up touching it a little bit, which was an amazing feeling. Everything just kind of goes my way. And the reason I was so, you know, kind of lost in this moment is because I can barely win one-on-two. I can win a lot of one-on-ones. I'm not going to sit here and say I'm very consistent in doing it, but I've definitely won my fair shares of just ones. One-on-twos, maybe if I'm able to get that thirst and get that armor swap, but whenever it's a one-on-three, I just look at it and like, it's chalk to the wrap, because I'm just not good enough and not skilled enough in order to take part in an entire team. So coming out and winning that game was an amazing feeling, and that's exactly why I keep playing this game. You know, you put in the time, you get better, you see your improvement, and then you're actually able to make big plays. Granted, I think the only big play I make throughout this entire video is the one towards the end when I'm playing as a Bangalore, and that is something I hope that you stick around for, because that is, I mean, again, like I said, one of the bigger plays I made, and also ends up winning the game for us. And again, doing stuff like that in this game is a super rewarding feeling, because this is the type of game where you're not going to get on and just be good, especially compared to all these other players. Something I find extremely funny is whenever I'm out here playing with my console friends, I realize the difference in lobbies immediately. And when you see me out here playing with Spanky, who is my brother, he is playing on mouse and key, and like, again, he's very good at a lot of FPS games, so having him on my team is super great. But at the same time, it does mean that there's going to be harder people to play against. And it can be super overwhelming at times when you see people cap strafing and they're just not missing you, and everything that they're doing is just better than what you will ever be able to do on controller. And it kind of sucks, right? But at the same time, you know, you just have to go through it to get better. And when you go, or when I personally went back to those console lobbies, I was pub stomping like crazy, dropping 10 kills plus very consistently, because the difference in movement between a console player or controller player and then a mouse and key player in this game is night and day. You'll notice it like crazy. Now, I understand that controller players have aim assist, and keep in mind, I am playing on console, and I'm very well aware that a lot of people that have a problem with controller is more talking about controller on PC. But as somebody that sits here and just only plays console games, I can tell you from a console perspective that aim assist isn't helping me out all that much. Now, of course, it can be super useful, but after talking to my brother, I feel like this game might cater a little bit more to a mouse and key game than controller. And I'm an advocate for controllers. I would sit here and openly tell you that there are more games mapped out better for controller than there are for mouse and key games. If they're, you know, of course, crossplay. I'm not out here talking about Valorant or nothing like that. You should never play Valorant on controller. What I'm trying to talk about is the misguided idea that aim assist is going to help you out so much, and it's going to be the reason that you're getting all the kills and the reason that somebody got beamed. Now again, yes, I openly said that aim assist can be super useful, but I think that idea of it's super overpowered, or that's the reason you play on controller, whatever like argument you might use, I feel like it's completely misguided. Because I can tell you, if you're better on mouse and key, as okay or good as I might be at this game on controller, if you're good on mouse and key, you're going to absolutely dumpster on me because you're just better at the game. Now, it doesn't matter how good my aim is. If I can't hit you while you're tap strafing, or your aim is also good, your IQ's better, you're just, you know, positioning yourself better. There's so many different layers that go into this game. But again, if you're just a better mouse and key player, you should have no problem just absolutely dumpstering on console players. Other than all that, I do think, yes, playing on controller while aiming might be easier as a whole. I do think mouse and key 100% has its advantages in some situations, but my whole thing is, if every person that sits and plays mouse and key is upset about aim assist in some sort of way, if they were to pick up a controller, they wouldn't play on the controller for long in this game. Whereas I've seen people in Call of Duty switch from mouse and key to controller because it's easier. That I understand. I've seen people in Fortnite switch from controller to mouse and key, and then from mouse and key back to controller. Like, you see what I'm saying? Like, I feel like other games are always more comparable, and in this game you can't really compare controller players, or your average controller player, to a lot of mouse and key players. Anyway, I know I just kind of went on a long rant about mouse and key and controllers. It wasn't meant to be. Like, my whole thing is play on whatever you want. Like, just have fun with it. Other than me trying to improve my IQ, my aim, and my movement, I'm just trying to have fun with the game without stressing myself out. Because like I just said, there are insane players at this game that just make me feel terrible at this game. You know, just, yeah, for example, I can take out an entire squad and be like, okay, I'm definitely improving. And yes, I am. That is the case. But then a really good squad rolls up that, you know, I can't even seem to down one. I just crack one, and that's pretty much it. And it can be a little irritating at times because it's like a huge reality check. You know, it's like, hey, you're good, you've gotten better, but you still have so much to learn. The last thing I want to talk about is the ranking in this game and why I enjoy it so much. And that is because I feel like they do an amazing job putting you exactly where you need to be. Just 2 days ago, I started to play rank all over again, and I started as a bronze 4, just like everybody else in this game, and realized that, hey, this bronze is way too easy. Working my way up to silver, I start noticing the difference slightly, and then you finally get to gold, and you're like, okay. Now, working my way up to gold is where I started to really notice the difference, and I feel like I'm exactly where I need to be as of right now. And I feel like that's also why I'm improving so much, is because you're putting me with people that are around my same skill level in some sort of way. Another thing I absolutely love about the ranking system is just climbing up the ranks, starting off as a bronze 4 to now being a gold 1. On the brink of going to the next ranking is an amazing feeling, like I said earlier. You just see your improvement, and not only do you see it, you are rewarded for it by moving up in the ranks. Anyway, that's pretty much going to do it for this video. I really hope that you enjoyed. If you did, like, comment, sub would mean the world. And as always, I love y'all. I hope you guys stay smooth. Peace. I'm gonna zip up there and fire one. Nah, not the belt.
Enemy taken down.
Public.
Let's keep moving.
I didn't see it.
Reloading.
I'm getting a thirst. I have one on me, please, for you.
New kill leader right here. Okay, what's next?